Hey friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and this time I'm gonna be reacting to the insane logistics, what that sounded wrong, of F1. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I wanna know. So yeah, let's just start, and thank you for suggesting. So yeah.
Formula 1, the most international sport out there, racing across 5 continents for 8 months straight, sometimes with just a week between races. Ever wondered how they actually keep the whole show running week after week and make it look easy? Spoiler alert, it's an absolute nightmare. Before we dive into
I bet.
to F1's insane logistical nightmare, let's rewind a bit and check out who's actually in the game. Right now, there are 10 teams in F1, soon to be 11 once Cadillac jumps on board. Now, just like any other big company, every team's got a headquarters. That's their home base. It's where everything starts. Car design, development, parts manufacturing, simulators, you name it. Basically, the beating heart of the operation. That's where all the team staff work. We're talking mechanics, engineers, designers, media guys, marketing people, literally hundreds of people heading back there whenever there aren't races, all grinding to get the season ready. And even though F1's this massive global sport, every single team's officially based in Europe, except Haas. And well, soon Cadillac too. Haas has its roots in North Carolina, but they've even set up a support base in the UK just to make life easier. That's where most of the big teams hang out too. McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes, Alpine, Aston Martin, all rocking their HQs in the UK. Then you've got Sauber in Switzerland and Ferrari and RB holding it down in Italy. During the off-season, or whenever there aren't any races, teams pretty much work out of their HQs, just like a normal company would. But the crazy part kicks in once race weekends come around.
Look at that, sparks flying as the teammates go wheel to wheel.
Because suddenly, they've got to move a huge chunk of their staff and infrastructure across the world to keep things running. All
This was what I was thinking, I don't know, a few weeks ago. How they are doing this. Like, it's crazy.
These are focused on the race. And this is where things start to get wild. During the season, each team ships over 1,400 tons of gear to every single race. And no, we're not just talking cars, engines, or spare parts. I'm talking about frying pans, tables, chairs, full-on power generators. Literally
What? Pans and stuff and kitchen things. Tables? Tables. Isn't like cheaper to buy for all of those places? For all those places and just don't pay the shipping? Or it's cheaper? What? I'm shocked, actually. I'm really shocked. What?
everything. To each race, they haul these insane motorhomes, basically mobile HQs, that pop up at every single circuit. Inside, engineering rooms, full-on industrial kitchens that feed the entire crew, VIP lounges for guests, media centers, exec offices, and even chill zones, which means they have to bring everything with them. Furniture, decorations, walls, windows.
Sorry, decorations. Okay, it's like, it's cozy, but do you need it? Seriously. Just take some 100 kilos of the whole thing. What? I'm struggling here.
The whole lot. And it's not like they're just small prefab huts. These things are massive setups. We're talking multi-story monsters covering nearly 4,000 square feet. Absolute madness. Basically, it's a portable HQ that if you didn't know was set up and taken down every weekend, you'd never even notice, because the level of detail is insane. And of course, there's all the stuff you'd expect for racing. Car parts, spares, engines, the mechanics' tools, and even things like tire warmers. And don't sleep on those. Each set can cost between $8,000 and $10,000. And teams use
Each second? Second.
30 to 40 sets every weekend. So yeah, you can imagine how much they're spending on the tiniest details. Meanwhile, I'm over here calculating if I can even afford lunch this weekend. Please subscribe and like this video so I can retire
Yeah, me too.
Instant noodles for good. All this stuff, yeah, it's got to show up like magic and work exactly the same every single GP. Doesn't matter if you've built the fastest car on the grid. If your truck gets stuck in customs in Singapore or that one crucial bolt for the tires went missing after a wild night in Vegas, you're screwed. And that's where the real madness begins. F1 logistics. Moving hundreds of tons of equipment isn't something you can just wing. Every team's got to juggle trucks, planes, and ships, making sure everything lands on time, while also dealing with those brutal time zone changes and those lovely last-minute problems. And get this, for almost 40 years now, DHL, and no, this isn't an ad, though DHL, if you're listening, hit me up, has been the official logistics partner of F1. They've got a squad of 35 specialists who literally fly to every single race just to handle the transport, setup, packing, the whole deal. Basically babysitting the entire circus to make sure nothing goes missing. But how do they actually pull it off? So the F1 season is basically split into two parts. The European leg, which usually runs almost back-to-back from May to September, and the Flyaway races, which are everywhere else outside of Europe. The European stretch is way easier when it comes to logistics because everything just gets moved around by trucks. It's way cheaper and simpler than shipping stuff by boat or plane. And believe me, these trucks are as fancy as it gets. They're massive and packed with everything the teams could possibly need for a race weekend, from walls, chairs, and motorhome furniture.
Oh, cheapest. Sorry, guys.
To car parts, engines, and even the mechanics' tools. Each F1 team rolls with about a dozen trucks, hauling 20 to 25 tons each and clocking thousands of miles all over Europe. Normally the races are every other Sunday, which gives the teams plenty of breathing room to get everything set up before the action kicks off on Thursday. But sometimes things get spicy. Back-to-back race weekends. Imagine going straight from Zandvoort to Monza. Suddenly the teams have just 3 full days to pack everything up, move it across countries, and rebuild the whole setup at the new track. And that's without even mentioning those crazy weeks with 3 back-to-back races. How do they pull it off? Well, each truck has 3 drivers who rotate. So while one's behind the wheel, the others are snoozing. They only stop to refuel and then it's back on the road. Over the 5 months of the European Tour, each truck racks up around 15,000 miles. That's basically like driving to the moon. Crazy, right? On top of that, F1 itself rolls with 37 trucks of its own, hauling stuff like advertising boards, safety gear, and all the furniture for the paddock and press areas. And yep, they're under the same time pressure as the teams. But things get really interesting with the so-called flyaway races. The ones in the Middle East, Asia, Australia, and the Americas. Now that is a logistical nightmare. Planning for those actually starts months in advance, all the way back in January, before the season is even kicked off. Each of the 10
I said I didn't understand Flyaway. Dummy.
teams packs up 5 separate cargo ships. Yeah, ships. Loaded with containers full of the less urgent gear. Basically all the motorhome furniture and garage equipment that you don't need
Less urgent. Just 5 ships. 5. Okay.
right away, but still have to drag across the planet. Since ships are way slower than planes, each one heads off to a different destination. So one sails to Australia, another to China, another to Bahrain, one to Azerbaijan, and one to the US. After every race, the gear gets packed up again and each ship heads to the next flyaway event on its schedule. Funny thing is, it wasn't always done like this. Up until the mid-2000s, teams used to rent equipment at the flyaway races. Eventually, they switched to shipping their own stuff instead. It's cheaper and they can bring way more gear with them. Basically, F1 discovered the joys of bulk shipping. Okay, what about the important stuff? You know, the actual racing gear? That's where FOM, the company that runs F1, comes in. Every year, they charter their own fleet of 6 Boeing 747s. Yes, 6 giant planes to fly around the really critical parts. Car chassis, engines, mirrors, wings, and most of the garage setup. These planes cover about 80,000 miles in a season and carry roughly 30 tons of parts per team, per race. And of course, it's a total logistical headache for each team that can hit up to $1 million per race. So yeah, you can imagine what they're burning through over a whole season. And since that actually counts towards the budget cap, I'm pretty sure some teams would rather just rent Somali pirate ships to move around their gear and spend the savings on upgrading the car. And here's the kicker. F1 says it wants to cut down the environmental costs of all this and be net zero carbon by 2030. They've rolled out a bunch of measures like making trucks run on advanced biofuel since 2023, which can slash emissions by up to 83%, using more efficient planes and adding solar panels or hybrid generators at the tracks. Sounds great on paper, right? But then you look at the calendar and go, Okay, who thought it would make sense to go from Miami to Italy, Monaco, Spain, then jump across the Atlantic to Canada, only to immediately fly back to Europe again? Yeah, I'll let you draw your own conclusions on that one.
Yeah.
So now I've shown you how F1 logistics work around the world. What are the race weekends actually like? Spoiler, they don't get any easier. And back-to-back races? Even worse. Let's start with the weekend itself, when the cars are actually on track. Well, that's actually when the logistics crew get their break. By Sunday, before the race has even started, they're already packing up some of the spare parts that can't be used in the race. Those are the first things to get boxed up. Then, as soon as the checkered flag drops, the real mission begins. Literally 15 minutes after the race ends, team members are already tearing down everything that isn't absolutely essential. Tools, furniture, IT systems, screens, communication networks, you name it. While the cars themselves are still going through FIA scrutineering to make sure no one got sneaky with any illegal mods. Ferrari. The gear each team needs to get to the track first goes into 3 priority pallets, which have to be at the airport at the same night or at the absolute latest, first thing Monday morning. While the planes are already heading off, the rest of the pallets get packed up at the circuit. And here's the crazy part. It only takes between 6 and 8 hours to tear everything down and load it all up for transport. Yeah, everything, including those massive motorhomes. It's a full-on Herculean job that requires insane precision and teamwork. What was a bustling paddock is just gone. Empty. Like it was never there. By Monday afternoon, the priority...
I'm thinking just even how many people are working to just collect all of the things to ship. What? Oh my effing god.
Pallets are already at the next circuit, neatly placed in each team's designated areas. These carry all the stuff they need to build first. The garage and motorhome structures, wall panels, the core of the electrical system, plus most of the communication and power equipment. Oh, and nobody can touch anything until all team's gear has arrived. Unless there's a legit delay, so everyone's working on the same schedule. Tuesday morning, the setup crew starts assembling everything, and it isn't until the afternoon that the non-priority pallets arrive, either by ship or truck, depending on the race. By early Wednesday, the teams jump back in for the final setup of garages and motorhomes, getting everything ready in about 4 hours. All the systems are tested by Thursday by engineers and mechanics, and that's when the weekend action officially begins.
It's a change of lead! Oscar Piastri going alongside, trying to take second place. This is absolutely unbelievable stuff. Piastri now a contender to win this Grand Prix.
So basically, the entire paddock is torn down, packed up, shipped to another country, unpacked, and rebuilt in under 58 hours, while you're struggling to finish 3 homework exercises. But it's not just gear that gets transported. The most important cargo is obviously people. So how does the team actually get around? Well, the drivers and top-level staff like executives and team principals usually fly on private jets. It's way more
I bet.
comfortable and flexible. And some drivers, like Max, even have their own jets. A lot of them head home together, or if it's a back-to-back race, they jet off to the next destination to relax and train a couple of days before the new GP. The rest of the crew, well, not that luxurious. After a GP, they head out in waves on regular commercial flights. Yep, just like you and me. The first to head out are the mechanics and technicians, so they can get to the next track early and start prepping the garage and cars. Then come the marketing and PR teams, and after them, the race engineers and strategists. This staggered schedule makes sure each group has enough time to handle their responsibilities before the GP. And seriously, it's mind-blowing how organized it all is. There's even a whole team just for travel coordination, visas.
I bet. If there wouldn't be, it would be crazy.
Travel restrictions, hotel bookings, airport transfers, and a million other little details. And all of
Yeah, it's like every other week you need to be at a different place. You couldn't be the one who just needs to book the plane. I don't know, something happens and you forgot, and that's that. It would be just terrible. It would be a disaster, I think. What?
of this happens without us even noticing. You turn on the TV and bam, everything's ready, just like the week before.
Yeah.
And the Grand Prix is underway. Verstappen rolls around the outside to take the lead in spectacular fashion.
Well, all this crazy behind-the-scenes work has been going on. Fascinating, right? If you thought this video was interesting, check out this other one. It's totally different, but I promise it will keep you entertained for a bit.
This was really interesting. This was what I kind of waited for a long time. I really thought, what is happening and how this is working? Oh my god. But like, yeah, I'm not even surprised that Max has his own like private jet. But like their families is flying as well, or they just decide to travel or not to travel. So yeah, they are away for a really long time. But like what? Yeah. This was interesting, so yeah, thank you for suggesting this video, and yeah, I hope that you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please consider to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, hopefully I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!